really awesome. It's awesome. Just a big welcome as well. We have John. He runs our C3 in Whitianga as well. So big welcome to you, bro, for coming up. He's got an awesome team down there as well, and just honour him. And also big welcome to Josh and Rebecca as well, because you guys got awesome kids, eh? So that's Jade's parents, Sebastian and Jamie as well, and they also. And Nana and Granddad as well, yeah. Big welcome to you guys and Rebecca's parents, and it's just awesome. Big welcome to you all, and also we've got Justin and Michelle here, and they just they're first timers, and the first time here, and they just felt like God's telling us to get baptized, and just like you didn't even know we're having a service today, right? A baptism service. They didn't even know they're having a baptism service. Yeah, and they're just like, we just need to get baptized, and God's like, yeah, this church is having a baptism service. Go visit them. So big welcome to you guys, and just you guys stepping out of faith and just doing this, and just really feel that as you continue to do what God's called you to do, you're stepping under His blessing, stepping under what He's got for you guys, and it's just going to open up and it's going to become easy for you. There's been things where it's just hard, but there's going to be an ease around it. Because I'm not saying like life's going to be easy now, because it's not. But there will be an ease about it. There will be things that open up for you where you're just coming in, and just like, there's a service this morning for you guys, and it's going to unlock things, and you're going to start that process of God just unlocking things for you guys. You'll see things that's just going to come together. So just really believe for you guys as well that that's going to happen for you guys. It's exciting. Sometimes I'm a little bit like, am I doing enough? Are we we getting these things done, and all sorts of stuff's happening, and then I'm just like, oh, that's right, it's not me, because God's got this, and He's moving, and we've got an awesome church, and that's what we have to make sure we remember, right? It's God. God's got it. We've got a few in hospital at the moment. Just been praying and journeying with them, and just rang one of them, and his wife was just saying, like, I just know God's got it. You can trust God. God's got this. It'll be all good. And I was just like, it's so good. So good. That's so right. And sometimes we just need to hear it. And we need to just remember that God's got it. God's got everything. He's working everything together. And that's the best thing about being in a church as well. As we we've been talking about this theme of spiritual gifts. And all of us together are coming together just to be able to do what God's called us to do, both as individuals and as a church. And when we look at what is the purpose of these spiritual gifts, it comes back to two things, but one very important thing. When Jesus was asked, what's the most important commandment? And Mark 12:29-31, Jesus replied, the most important commandment is this: listen, O Israel, the Lord our God is the one and only Lord, and you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. And the second is equally important: love your neighbor as yourself. No other commandment is greater than these. And this is how the spiritual gifts work. They work for these two things. One, to bring honor to God, and two, for us as a church to be able to love each other, to be able to love both those who are here now. Doesn't mean because we're in this little special building here that we only look after us ones, right? But we're called to love all of those around, those in our workplaces, those in our maybe family members, those people who we come into a relationship with, we come into in their spheres of influence. Is one of the ways that we talk, to be able to bless them as well through these things. Ephesians 4:15-16 says, instead, we will speak the truth in love, growing in every way more and more like Christ, who is the head of this body, or who is the head of His body, the church. He makes the whole body fit together perfectly. As each part does its own special work, it helps the other parts grow so that the whole body is healthy and growing and full of love. So that same thing again in this passage, Paul is talking about spiritual gifts. And he said that these are the two reasons, so that we may be becoming more like Christ, we can honor Him in everything we do, and that we're helping each other to be better as well. Each of us, we're kind of on our own little journeys, right? And as, I was thinking about it and talking about it is, we're all just individual rivers running through a valley. We're all running down into a main river, the river of life, Wairua Awa. The river of life is, we're all coming down. All of us have like a different route, which we're coming down. All of us enter into this river, or Jesus, this relationship with Jesus at different points in the river. Each one of us takes its own journey, all working together as one. In John 7, verse 37 and 39, Jesus said on the last day, the climax of the festival, Jesus stood and shouted to the crowds, "Anyone who is thirsty, come to me. Anyone who believes in me may come and drink. For the scriptures declare, rivers of living water will flow from his heart." When he said living water, he was speaking of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, who would be given to everyone believing in him. But the Spirit had not yet been given because Jesus had not yet entered into his glory. We come into this Holy Spirit, into relationship with Jesus Christ, and through us, rivers can flow. Through us, that Holy Spirit can come and can get around others, can say things. Sometimes we'll be speaking and you will have no idea that you're actually bringing a word that someone needs at that specific moment. Sometimes when you speak, you can change the atmosphere around you. It might be a negative workplace and it's just like, it's not going well. There's these tensions here. And then you just speak what God's called you to speak. Or you just, the relationship we have, it changes us, who we are. And the overflow, what flows out of us are living waters. And it doesn't have to be super spiritual, like, I prayed for hours and I got these exact Bible verses, I'm going to speak them now. God's just like, I'm just going to let it flow. And it comes normally, just like with Jay, just like, I just need to get baptized. And he just spoke those words. He just did what he was meant to do, and he was able to bless a whole lot of other people because of a decision he'd made. It's the same with us. We don't know these things that we're speaking, these actions that we're doing, how they're going to change and bless and affect other people. But God has wired us. He's blessed us. He's given us all these special gifts that he wants each one of us to use. And we have to all work together because, just some of us isn't going to be enough. Just like, we got these guys do that. Yep, that's all good. And we'll just let James take care of the baptism tank. Yep, that's all good. Adam, he can just do the preaching. Yep, that's all good. It's all of us working together because there's so many aspects of the body, right? The body is so complicated. It's so intricate. And that's why the metaphor of the church being a body is used. And so some of these gifts, we're just going to dive further into it and what these gifts are. So I just want to talk to them and about them for a little bit here. So the first group of gifts, we're going to kind of focus on 3 Bible passages, and then each one of these gifts, they're kind of like in categories, right? So the first category is the ministry gifts, Ephesians 4, verse 11 and 14. Now these are the gifts God gave to the church: the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers. Their responsibility is to equip God's people to do his work and to build the church, the body of Christ. I might just see that one there. So those 5 areas, they're ministry gifts. They're often called to for leadership in the church. Those 5 gifts there and sometimes, we think that, you have a gift of evangelism. So you're going to be out on the street and you're going to be leading everyone into the church. And then the teacher, he's going to be standing up, he's going to be teaching everybody. It's actually, these gifts are to help you guys do all of these things as well. To help us as a church. Because it's just how do I talk to that person? Who, I see them all the time. Is there something better I can say to them? Is this a correct way to approach this? Or, different things like that. These 5 ministry gifts, the 5-fold gifts, they're here to help the body of Christ work together. So read them again. It is the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers. And each one of them are very different, because You talk to a prophet will tell you the truth straight up. Like, just, this is what the truth is. These are the facts. And they'll come at you. And sometimes, we might think, oh, it's a little bit abrupt. It's just like, whoa, easy. Like, like this guy's like, I know you're saying the right thing, but might be like hurting our feelings a little bit. And so prophets, this is the word of God. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And they'll just give it to you like a punch in the stomach. And so, we take it back sometimes, but we're working together. The pastoral person who has the pastoral gift, they'll just like get around you, just, hey, you all right? Like, is everything okay? I know that person like said those things, look after them. And, but sometimes the pastor, just like, hey, God's grace is on you. But sometimes you need a prophet, just to be like, hey, sort yourself out, all right? You need to get, things in order. But the pastor, sometimes the pastoral side of it needs, just like, hey, I know you're taking some beatings. And, you just need a bit of encouragement. You just need a bit of how we'll get around you. This is a tough season, and so we're doing life with you. Each one of these blend together. They're very different, but they're all important. So these are the ministry gifts, and they're to help us as a church. The next set of gifts are motivational gifts. Romans 12 to 3, verse 3 to verse 8 says, because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith God has given us. Just as our bodies have many parts, and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body, and we all belong to each other in His grace. God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. So if God has given you the ability to prophesy, speak out with as much faith as God has given you. If it is a gift of serving others, serve them well. If you're a teacher, teach well. If your gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it is giving, give generously. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. And if you have a gift for sharing kindness to others, do it gladly. When we have those gifts, do it with everything we got. Let it rip, right? This is where God's put you. He's given you these things. You don't have to worry about doing these things too much, all right? Because if it is like a little bit too much in one way whatsoever, it'll get covered. Like if you'll miss something or anything like that, like that's someone else's area. Just what God's called you to. Give it everything you've got into those areas. Back yourself. God's called you to do these things. It's awesome just, we're having new people come in and you just see some of these gifts on them, and Kylene's awesome, She's like, she's jumped in like our sparklers area out there, and like our kids are blessed to have her looking after. She's an ECE as well, so she like does it during the week, and then she comes in on Sunday, but she's in the chat and she's just like blessing everyone. She's just like bringing just that positive, just encouraging Bible verses, speaking truth, just like so awesome. And I was just like, man, that's a gift of encouragement right there. That is a gift. She's just like lit this chat out alive. It's just a blessing. It's just like, man, I love being a part of this chat. It's like fire message, fire emoji, get that in there. It's just, it's awesome, but she just, there are people able to come in and just to be able to do that. Each one of us as well. And so some of us, are encouraging on the social medias. Others are just, quietly behind the scenes, just, hey, you're doing a great job. Hey, I saw you, helping out in this area. Like, just thanks so much for doing that. Each one of those gifts are motivational, so they help people. They're building people up. They're encouraging others. They're lifting us, making us better as a church, bringing us along. The manifestation gifts is a third area that we're going to look at, and there are different kinds of spiritual gifts, but the same Spirit is the source of them all. This is 1 Corinthians 12, 4 to 11. A spiritual gift is given to each of us so we can help each other. To one person, the Spirit gives the ability to give wise advice. To another, the same Spirit gives a message of special knowledge. The same Spirit gives great faith to another. And to someone else, the one Spirit gives a gift of healing. He gives one person the power to perform miracles and another the ability to prophesy. He gives someone else the ability to discern whether a message is from the Spirit of God or from another spirit. Still another person is given the ability to speak unknown languages, while another person is given the ability to interpret what is being said. It is the one and only Spirit who distributes all these gifts. He alone decides which gift each person should have. All these gifts working together to help us build up each other. Can I just put this out there as well? Like, this needs to be said as well. Just because you may not have this gift doesn't mean you can't do these things, right? So some people have a gift of healing. They'll just come in and they'll just see healings. They'll be able to pray and boom, it happens straight away. That doesn't mean that the rest of us are just like, oh, I can't pray for healing. All right? That means we don't just sit back and just like, oh man, we need one of those people in our church. You know, like, oh, I just need to get that person to come and pray. No, like some people have a gift. A gift means that it's going to operate a lot more easier. But we also have a responsibility for these things. I don't have a gift of evangelism. We still have a responsibility to be able to talk to others about Jesus. We still have a responsibility to be able to go to where like other people can't get to and to pray for healing in those situations. All these things, just because you don't have a gift of it, doesn't mean you don't do it. But a gift is just there to help each other. So sometimes we could be praying for healing. And we're just like, why is it when I pray, I never see this healing happen? You know, and then there's some who have the gift of healing. They're like, oh, you know, it could be this, and this. There's a lot of things, okay? We have to remember that as well. When we're praying for healing, there's a lot of stuff that is going on, okay? And so sometimes, you know, if we don't have a discernment around it, we can't see what's going on. It doesn't mean we stop praying, but sometimes those people who have that gift, they're able to help us to pray more effectively around it. They may be able to see that there's something else going on there. All of these gifts working together, all of us coming together as one body, and then just being able to live out what God has called us to do. That is why it's so important for us as a church to each one of us using our gifts, each one of us being able to operate in the area that God's called us to operate. And this is really one of the things that I have a real passion for, is seeing people reach their full potential. It's why I love teaching. I don't love the admin side of it. Like, that sucks. But, you know, I love being a release teacher. So that's what I do. I still relieving now. And so I just rock up. And then, like, you know, another teacher's done all the planning. And I just get to look at it. And I just get to, like, hey, yeah, you guys doing a great job. And, like, oh, you just fixed this. Yeah, sweet. And then, like, if they don't do it, sweet, I'm out at 3 o'clock. You know, it's all good. But I do love getting around those guys and just working with them. I love coaching, you know, seeing people get better. You know, they don't have to be all-stars. They just have to be better than when they started. And I love us as a church as well. I love seeing us just being able to go on this journey and just, we can start wherever. Like, I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I've read my Bible and, you know, I know I should be in church and, you know, just trying to work this thing out. It's just like, man, jump on. Like, I'm just trying to work this out too. I've been a pastor for 18 months. I'm still working this thing out. You know, it's all good. We just jump in all together. But the thing is, when we're all humble, when we're all looking at ourselves, and he says at the start of that passage there, hey, you be honest with yourself. What are you good at? What are you not doing? What do you need to start doing better? We look at it and just say, okay, what am I called to do? And so 5 questions that help us to work out what our spiritual gifts are. Wanting each one of us to sort of think of these things. What am I good at? Actually, before I jump into that, there are some other gifts that I just wanted to mention. Okay, so there is, and I've talked about this a little bit before, administration. And this isn't just a list of stuff that I'm not good at, okay? Just a precursor, those who know me well, okay? Administration, okay? There is a gift of administration. People come in, they can sort things out. God is giving me a bit more grace around this, coming into this pastoral role. And there's a little bit more grace falling upon there, okay? Craftsmanship, again, not just what I'm not good at, okay? If you've heard my story about me trying to build my kitchen, craftsman is definitely not a spiritual gift I have, which is why, if you have it, can you just please leave your name beside there? No, we've got some awesome people at church who put their hands up and they're working on the kitchen afterwards, and not after this, but they're working on the kitchen and redesigning that. And There's some people who are just able to come in and just to be able to work with their hands and just thrive in it. So it is a spiritual gift. And another one that isn't mentioned in those, but is definitely a spiritual gift, is intercession. So being able to pray for others on behalf of others, that is a really important one as well. So, if you're like, none of those things really jump out, but might be one of those ones. But what we need to ask is, the first thing is, what am I good at? When I do stuff, what is just the natural thing that occurs? Some of us just naturally talk to others really easy. Others are just like, I do not have the time and energy for a conversation right now. Like, I know I need to be in church, so I'm just going to turn up, I'm going to slip out the back, and just me and God, like, we're good, but like, this is just not what comes easy, and that's okay. That's all good. So like, what are we good at though? What are those things that just naturally come to you? Where you just like, as you do it, it just all comes together really well. What am I good at? What energizes me? When I do it, it's just like, I love doing this. This is so encouraging. This is like great. I love it when I'm able to do that and I come away, I'm just like, man, yes, God's using me, or I see God moving. I see, it's all coming together. We're pumped after we do it. What am I good at? What energizes me? What am I passionate about? What is like, I just think the church should be doing so much more of this, and I don't get why we're not doing more of it. What is our passion there? We need to be out in the community more, and we need to be serving them more. Like, what is that drive where you're just like, we need to be doing this? Like, more people need to be doing this. There'll be things there. You need to be that person, all right? Because this is what I love, is it's like, the clanging bell that's constantly there. It is that woman who's just constantly asking, in that Bible story. And so the judge blesses her. He's just like, fine, stop talking and just annoying me. Like, you're going to get what you're going to get, okay? And here it is. In church, like, I want people to be like, we need to be doing this. We need to be doing this. We need to be doing this. I'm all good with that, all right? I can't action everything right now, and I won't action anything right now, and like, I'll be straight with you as well. What are you going to do about it? All right? Put something together. Put something into action. I'm happy for us to run with it. Let's go. Let's do it. But some of us need to be like championing certain causes in church to be able to push things out. We need to be like looking at getting out and like evangelizing more, and we need to be driving it. That's your spiritual gift that's coming into action there. You speak for it, and it's like you're able to push it in church. We're able to get things going in church, okay? Because sometimes it is just like, who's the loudest person? You can come and you can ask things, and sometimes it'll be like, yeah, we just have to walk through these doors, and these doors to get there. Other times it's just like, yeah, we can just start it straight away. Let's go, let's do it. So what are you passionate about? The other part of that, though, is like, what's really frustrating you? What is it in church? Is it, around the place, and you're just like, man, this is just like an absolute bugbear. Like, when people use that scripture, they always use it out of context. It's just like, there's some scriptures like that, and people just fly them out there, and just like, yep, it's like understood. Yeah, no, it's all good. But you're just like, that is so theologically incorrect how you use that. You're just like, like the teacher, the spiritual gift. It's just like, you're just like, oh man, like I know how like you're trying to be encouraging, but that's not how that like it was used. And you're sitting there and just like, Adam needs to know. He needs to stop saying that. It's like in that context. No, but hopefully, everything that comes up here is good. But there may be other things, and you're just like, this is frustrating. We need to change it. It needs to happen. It's like, why are we not? When people walk in, how come it's not, we don't have this, and this going there. It's frustrating us. That's a spiritual gift that is on you, that there's something there where you need to start championing that cause. So you've got, what am I good at? What energizes me? What am I passionate about, and what frustrates me? And then what abilities do others notice that I'm gifted in? And just, there's certain things, when people come in, and just like Graham and Leanne, your hospitality is amazing. You guys just welcome people into your home. You're like, we don't even have the biggest house, but just more people the merrier. So anyone who wants to go, just go to their go to their connect group. They're awesome. Their life group is amazing. Fill their house. Won't take much. But you guys just come and you just serve, and you just bless everyone else. You bless this house so much, and we just like love it. And last night at the men's events, we were definitely blessed. it was a great feast, Graham, for you, and Essie is helping out, and Mark as well. But you know, you head that up, and you look after us as a church, and you guys are absolute blessing for us as well. So yeah, just thank you so much for that. And obviously, like Leanne, you're a bit of a favorite because you're amazing at the administration side of it. She's an accountant, so and she just sees stuff, and she's just like, yep, and just so many times I've just thanks so much, like that side of it, like thank you for just blessing, obviously, me personally, us personally, and as a church as well. Other people will speak to you as just like, man, you're amazing at this. You're great at doing that. They'll be able to talk to other people, especially because we're Kiwis, right? So we never like brag on ourselves. We never look at what we're good at. We're just like, oh, no. It's no big deal. It's just what needs to be done. Yeah, but you're actually doing it. Some of us like, yeah, that needs to be done, but someone else can do it. But what is it that you are doing? And sometimes we need those other people. We need to hear what other people are saying. Just like, man, you have a real gift for, evangelism. You have a really real gift for prophecy. You have a real gift for teaching. You're talking. You think you're just talking, but you're actually bringing so much life into other people. So we ask those 5 questions, and they can help us to, see what spiritual gifts each one of us has. And there's the other thing that you can do as well is there's surveys and questionnaires out there that you can do. And C3, SYD, the main C3 over in Australia, they, on their website, I think we put a link on it in our newsletter. And so if you go to our newsletter, there's a link in there, and you can do a nice little survey. So it goes to a website, and it has a list of the gifts there and Bible verses that link to all of them, and so you can go through that, or you can just the test, and it asks you a whole lot of questions. And I love it because some people are just like, see, for me, I do those questions, I'm like, yep. I'll get that test done in about 5 minutes. And other people just like, man, am I that one? Like, is that like, and it's like a rating system, right? Am I a 1? Like, oh, maybe like a 2, or like, but some situations it could be a 4 and a 5. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, just choose one, man. Just like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Like, go, let's go. But each one of us, and that's, again, it's just classic of just each one of us is just wired so differently. But you can go and you can do that in your own time, all right? Because I cannot stay and watch all of you do it. Too painful for me. Just hurry up. But that's another good thing too, because you'll do that questionnaire and it'll come out, and you'll be like halfway through, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's that gift. Yeah, I'll just up that one because that one sounds cool, But but it'll come out, it'll send out the answer, and then you'll take it, it'll give you like a top 3 or something like that. Take it and just like, is that like, test it. Is that really me? Does that sit well with me? Is that, maybe I was just a bit too, biased in that one question. Like, maybe I'm not that generous or whatever it is. Like, I want to be generous. I know I should be generous. So I'll mark high on that one. But, take it just like, with that, okay, like, do those sit well with me? Are those my spiritual gifts? Is that what I feel? And then you ask those questions, pray about it. And then how do we live that out in church as well? It's a process. It's a journey. It's like every time we come here, we're trying to become more like Jesus. We're trying to get to that perfect place where he's called us to be. But it is a process to get there. We never get there on earth. We get close sometimes. Some of us, it's that, yeah, man, I was on fire today. I was so like Jesus. I was like not getting angry at anything. I was giving. I was just like, man, I'm definitely really a good Christian today. And then like other days, it's just like, man, I was doing so much better yesterday. I've like backslidden. It's just, it is a process, and it goes up and down. And it's just like, yeah, more like Christ, more like me. We need to just work on this. But we need to be, all of us though, working together to get as close as we can to what God's called us to do. And so I just want to encourage us this morning around this. Those 5 questions. What am I good at? What energizes me? What am I passionate about? What frustrates me? And what have others said about me? And then if you want to do that a survey or anything like that, questionnaire. That's another good way to do it. But then once you've got that knowledge, you got to act on it. And you got to start doing something with it. It's nice, like, yeah, I'm an apostle. Actually, I really would not want that one. But, just like, yeah, all right, that's awesome. Tick. That's a cool one. Let Adam know. Hey, Adam, I got this. Actually, don't let me know because I'll be like, sweet, can you? Well, what can you do now? But just to, what are you going to do on it? And we are at the start of a new season in our church. Just the way that things have happened. And I like to say we're very organic at the moment. It's my fancy word for like, there's gaps in what we're doing. We're getting there as a church, but it's an exciting time to be here because, we're putting down strong foundations and we're really looking at building a church that is going to bless other Christians. It's going to bless us as a church. It's going to bless our community as well. We're going to be out there and we're going to be able to just bring Jesus into places where he's never been able to be before. There might be like dark places and we're just able to go in there because just as a church, all of us working together are able to take the gospel in there. We're able to be salt and light. So if I could have the worship team come back up. I just want to, feel free. If you have stuff that you're just like, let's do this, or, how's this going? Or, what are we doing about this? I'm all good with that. Like, come let us know. Come let me know. Talk to someone else. Actually, no, talk to your Connect Group leaders. No, don't talk to me all the time. You can't take everyone's notes at once. But just start talking to people. What can we do as a church? How are we going to do this? Bounce ideas off each other. What does God do? How am I meant to, one, honor God in everything I do? And two, how can I help other people as well? So as we come into, we finish off this morning and, if you haven't prayed a salvation prayer before, or haven't committed your life to God, we're going to give an opportunity for you to do that this morning. But then in this time when we're just singing this song, just ask God, Lord, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to be doing? Am I in the right place? Do I need to run faster in a certain direction? Am I like a little bit off and need to come back this way? Or whatever it is. Lord, where do you want me to serve in this church? Where do you want me to be serving? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Sunday. Remember, some of us are called into our workplaces, into the marketplace. Like, that is your main calling there. And like, Lord, what do I need to do in my job that you've asked me to do? What family members do I need to reach out to encourage, to bless? So maybe you're lucky enough to give that prophet message. Hey, I just let it rip on them. Just you need to hurry up and get in here, and then it might work, hopefully. But we don't want to be there too much. But whatever it is, whatever space God has called you to go into, that there's going to be an ease about it. When you're walking where God has called you to, doors open unexpectedly. You're just like, that door was meant to be closed, I know it. Or like, I've literally tried to open that door before, and it's either slammed closed or I couldn't get it open in the first place, but now it's swung open. There's a blessing on it. And just God's just moving in this place. Actually, I'm going to pray for jobs this morning. Either, I know there's a few of us, so more work, or just a different space for work. I know some of us are thinking of like, I'm in this job, but do I jump ship now? Am I meant to move somewhere else, or am I meant to stay and make a decision? If you're one of those people, I'm going to invite you into the front in a minute as well. And we're just going to pray for that, because it is a tough economy right now. It is tough to get a job. And some of us might have family members. If you want to come and stand on behalf of your family members, you come for that as well. But I really believe that our God is a provider, and we're going to see some breakthrough in this area. For me, I'm like, it's not good enough that we don't have enough work for these guys. So, no, our God is a provider. Let's go after it. Let's fight for it. You have to fight for it sometimes. And so we're going to stand with you guys this morning as well. So let's all stand together.